Okay, guys, can you?
Okay, fine. Over to Lakshman.
It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Naga, it's not working. So the battery is gone here. Yeah, just one click, one click. I keep telling you.
Implementation team, not front end. From back end, they'll make it happen. Thank you, Srika.
Is the thing on? Is the thing on?
Yeah, that is all.
It's on? It's on. So the batteries are gone. So how many here remaining are your hometown is Hyderabad or you're not going? Come on, everybody, please come a little front, na? We have a lot of space here. Come on, seat for. Come on, seat for. Come on. Any hope of a battery or? Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, loud enough. But if I speak so loud, then I'll get headache by end of 30 minutes. Unnaya? What else?
I don't know. I announced 3 of the coordinates.
Okay. Still not right. Naga is still not working yet. Come on. Naga is there? Techedu. Yeah. Okay, so if you all care for me, just come 2 feet ahead because if I speak so loud, I'll get headache. Is that okay? Come a little forward. Come on. Fill up these gaps. Fill up this. Yeah. You all can see me? You can see me?
Yes.
Okay. So happy Dussera in advance to all of you. Actually, it is 1 week ahead, but next week Swati is not here. She's going to Dubai and for a vacation. Was it a secret or it's not?
It's not a secret.
It's not anymore. Okay. She actually wanted to go to Gaza border, but we told no.
But Pawan and Lakshman said, oh no, it's difficult to complete celebrations without you. I said, okay, fine. So I'll manage in Dubai.
We kind of planned it that way, that we go to Gaza border and there should be attack, but anyways, but keeping the lighter things aside, let us take this opportunity to pray for all the families who are going through a lot in that part of the country where a lot of innocents are being killed, right? So I know it's a festival time for us, but there it is real devastation happening. So let's give 10 seconds of silence and a prayer in our hearts for everyone who is going through tough times on both the sides, whether Israel or Palestine, whichever country it is, innocents are being. Okay. So Dussera is coming. I was wondering, you all are already aware of Dussera. Some people call it Vijayadashmi, right? There are many names to it across India. But then I thought, okay, why not this Dussera be a time when we speak on some things uh, which we may call it as a little controversial, but we want to clear the controversies around those when it comes to Ramayana. So Dussera is all about Ramayana, right? Mostly about Ramayana. So today I'm going to take you through few topics of Ramayana, which necessarily many are very uncomfortable to speak, especially we as Indians. I was asked about it when I was in America by some Americans, and I did not have proper answers. Then I felt I should do research on this. Why not do research on this and have a proper answer? Because when we say Maryada Purushottam Ram, what does it mean? Let's make it more interactive. What does it mean to say Maryada Purushottam Ram? What does it mean? Purusha Uttam, best among the beings, right? And Maryada means respect. Okay. So, and we also worship Lord Ram, right? I mean, like he is God, right? And we have a temple coming up in Ayodhya now, his birthplace. Such a big thing happening. But there are some episodes in Ramayana when you come across those incidents, you don't know how to answer why he did what he did, right? Can any one of you name what are the where if your son asks, you're like, I better not discuss about it, or I better not. Um, I can't find a logical answer why it was. Can you even think of those? Any incident in Ramayana? Rama married Sita, Ravan kidnapped Sita. All this is okay. Hanuman went and as a messenger, still okay. Which are those? I mean, I want you to open up. Come on, just be free. Because now, if you don't, tomorrow in front of your children you won't, or the future generation you won't.
Why Shivansu had broken?
Why Shivadhanushu had broken? Okay. What is the controversy?
Why?
Was it your Shivadhanush? Just kidding. So what is why? Because of course he had to show that he is God. He not only pulled the string, he just broke it off, right? And it was a message that went through the entire universe. The sound of Shivadhanush, that the person who was supposed to appear has appeared. It was a message to all the devatas. Yeah. So what are the controversial things, guys? If there is no controversy, we'll talk about Dussera and close it. I thought there are still some controversial things in Ramayana. Agni Pariksha, yes. How many think Agni Pariksha is a controversy? Why? Why he did it, right? It's like, of course, some of us know why he did, but we need to know more. Okay. Any other incident in Ramayana that you think is controversial? Controversial is a lack of word. I mean, because lack of word, I'm using it, but something like on which you don't have full clarity. Why he did?
Like throwing stones in the water and they are floating. Floating stones.
Okay.
Floating stones.
Why is it a controversy?
Because people want that proof, they require proof that how come it was floating and is it real? They have done that, or is it a...
Was it just a story?
People think that there is no science in floating.
People think there is no science in here.
Wali's murder.
Huh?
Wali's murder.
Killing Wali.
Yes.
Yes. How can such a great warrior like Ram kill Wali from behind? Right? Logical question. Okay.
Why did Bharat take the place of?
Why did?
Did Bharat took the place of?
Why he did not take the place of Ram? Okay. Hanuman's marriage and his son. Was Hanuman a brahmachari or no? Yeah, people have that question. Some of them have that question. What is? Yeah. So
What is Hanuman by name?
Maybe some other day we'll cover it. He went from Hanuman's marriage to his wife's name. Yeah. No. Nothing to feel fun about. If there is a question, there has to be an answer. So I have not done a research on Hanuman's marriage. So maybe I'll. Is there a hope of getting the mic again, or I just have to speak? Right time. Right time. Am I audible better? Yes. Okay. Saves my throat. Okay. You can decrease the bass. That's okay. Decrease the bass and increase the treble. You'll bring it here. Decrease it. Hello? Yeah. Keep it somewhere in between. Okay. Any other controversy? What some of you are told is like, yeah, questionable things, but something really which shook people off after hearing Ramayana. Why did Ram do this?
Why did Ram?
Sending Sita back.
Sending Sita back to the forest. How many have this question? How can he send Sita to forest again? Right? What kind of a husband is he? Right? Okay. So looks like there are so many, and all these questions are answered or still not answered for you? Not properly answered. Right? Ramanand Sagar did not do a good job. Different stories, right? So why not? Because we are celebrating Dussera, why not increase our respect on Lord Ram by getting answers for this? Because what a doubt does, it creates disrespect, or it doesn't allow you to have full respect. You're like, yeah, I'm worshipping Ram, but why did he do this? Right? So why not go through some of these difficult questions to answer? Click. So before I get into this topic, and I want you to all listen it nicely. Keep going. One more. Yeah. So I want to talk about something about leadership relating to Ramayana. There is a mood of every epic that happened, and the mood of Ramayana is Karuna Rasa. Karuna Rasa means mood, right? The entire Ramayana story was in Karuna Rasa, meaning sacrifice. The entire Ramayana story, being a great king, a leader. A leader means responsibility. I'm telling this for a reason. It is relevant to all those answers. The questions that you asked, if you want to understand the answer, you have to understand that a leader means he has to take responsibility. If a leader doesn't take responsibility, then he cannot be a leader. And what does it mean to take a responsibility? Click. Sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your comforts, sacrifice so many things. Then only you can be a leader. And what does it mean to sacrifice? You have to cry. In Ramayana, you see so many characters crying, including Lord Ram himself. Right? That is why the greatest of the acharyas, whether it is Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, whenever they spoke about Ramayana, they cried. Even now, when there is a Ram Katha going on, anywhere, whether it is Chitrakoot or Hyderabad, if a Ram Katha is going on and you are sitting in that Ram Katha, you will cry after some time. When the speaker is speaking with a lot of emotion and devotion, he'll make you cry. Because it's all about sacrifice. It's not about God coming as God and trying to enjoy and everything goes happy ending. No. There are a lot of places where Lord Ram takes a position of a leader, and then he takes the responsibility, and then he gives up some certain things in order to fulfill that responsibility, and even cries. And crying is not a negative thing. Don't look at it like that. And whether it is Ram in Ramayana or whether it is you in Lauren or any company, when you take up leadership positions, many times you are put under such situations where you have to let go something. Sometimes, most of the time, it is our ego. It is our ego that you have to let go. So, very painful things, Kaikeyi's boons was very painful, if you remember. Where literally the whole kingdom cried. And like Sita getting kidnapped, right? people when they hear that story, just wait. You know, they just cry, right? Because there is. How many of you heard a king called Kulashekar Alwar? Have you heard this name? King Kulashekar Alwar. Have you heard something of Alwar?
Yes.
Right, Alwar. Yeah. King Kulashekar Alwar was one of the greatest kings, and he was a great devotee of Ram. He used to rule the entire Bharatvarsh dynasty, right from north to south. And one of the things that he used to do is, he used to love Lord Ram so much that when the story of Lord Ram is being told, he would enter the Ramayana himself. He would forget that he is a king. He will suddenly become part of Ramayana. For example, when somebody told, the narrator is one of his ministers, he told that, so this episode happened and Lord Ram had to go to jungle. As soon as he told that, he immediately changed his dress, he went to jungle. And all the ministers, hey, you are a king, what are you doing? You cannot go to jungle, I'm just telling a story. No, if my lord is going to jungle, even I'll go to jungle. Right? So he used to get so emotional, Kulashekar Alwar. Right? There are beautiful verses, Mukunda Mala Stotra, written by Kulashekar Alwar, very, very famous scripture. Right? So once the time came of Sita's kidnapping, and the whole ministers had a meeting that how do we handle the situation? Because if we tell Kulashekar Alwar about Sita Ma's kidnapping, what will he do? Right? How to handle this? They had a big conference. And in that conference, Kulashekar Alwar, next day morning the story has to be told. They brought till Ram came to Vanavas, and next day they have to tell about Ravan kidnapping Sita. And the whole ministers had a conference, and they finally found a person. He told, you should not tell that Sita is kidnapped. Sorry about that. You should not tell that Sita is kidnapped. By mistake, at one point he told that, Ravan came and Sita came out of the Lakshman Rekha and Ravan kidnapped Sita. And Ravan went through the ocean. As soon as he told that, it's a true history. I'm not talking about any story. Kulashekar Alwar king ordered the entire army to go towards Tamil Nadu. And he literally went to the border of the sea near, what is it? Rameshwaram. Near Rameshwaram. And he told the army, okay, now you are going to follow me. And he started walking inside, and his minister did not know what to do. Because literally he is walking into the ocean. And his devotion for Ram was so much that he started walking, and the water came till his jaws. And the ministers thought our king is gone. At that time, Lord Ram himself appeared. And he stopped Kulashekar, saying that, Kulashekar, I finished, I killed Ravan, we can go back now. And he brought Kulashekar Alwar back to the shore. So that is how much devotion, some kings had in those days. So kidnapping of Sita is a very painful episode. And so is Sita's Agni Pariksha, and so is Ram banishing Sita. Right? Very, very painful. But very controversial also, because a lot of people don't know the answers why he did what he did. So today, let us focus on two areas. One is Agni Pariksha, second is Ram banishing Sita. These two things will cover in the given time. Click. Thank you for clicking. Before we get to answer these things, I want to set a mood. I want to set a mood for you to understanding Ramayana. Very, very important. Number one, you should have the open-mindedness to understand the culture which is not relevant today. Right? If you see from 2023 angle, you may or may not agree with why they did what they did. So have the open-mindedness that in those days culture was like that. Okay? Because if you judge with today's angle, you will never understand. For example, there was a time when people used to talk to each other without looking at their mobiles. Can you all believe this used to happen? How many have seen that age where people used to live without mobile phones? Yeah. See? And what is the culture now? Yeah? They see first mobile, then your face. Isn't it? Or they'll take a picture and see your face in the mobile only. That is the situation. So cultures change. Right? So have the mood to understand the culture. Next, understand the context. Why Yeah, understand the context why some conclusions are coming. It's very different, right? Third, respecting the stature of the personality we are dealing with here. Yeah, wait, don't wait. You have to understand whose story are you discussing. You're not discussing some Pawan Kalyan's movie story. You're not discussing some Prabhas's movie. You are discussing Ramayana. And you're discussing about God. And understand what God does is different from what we do. We can't compare his activities with our activities. We can't straight away compare. Right? How many of you are ruling the entire planet? Lift your hand. You don't even rule the same floor. You don't even rule your workstation. You have to share. This is the story of a person who is to rule the entire planet. Right? So what he does, how he does are going to be different. So understand who you are dealing with. Click one click. Yeah. And Valmiki is presenting his point of view with limited information. Now the Ramayana that we saw is very limited information. How many of you know how many Ramayans are written? Tulsi Das Ramayana is there. Valmiki Ramayana is there. How many more Ramayanas are there? Yes. And there are more than 1,000 Ramayans. 1,000, I'm not kidding. And not only in India, there is a whole scripture of Ramayana in Italy. In Italy, because Lord Ram's glories also were there at that time. There is a whole Ramayana in Indonesia. There is a whole Ramayana in Malaysia. There is a whole Ramayana in Cambodia. There is a whole Ramayana in Russia. Lot of things are not known to us. There are so many proofs of Ramayana happening in so many places. Right? And by the way, how many Puranas are there? Itihasas are two. Ramayana and Mahabharata. Puranas? 18 Puranas. And the reference of Ramayana is there in many Puranas also. For example, in Shiv Puran, there is explanation of Ramayana. In Bhagavad Puran, there is explanation of Ramayana. So if you want to understand Ramayana, either you have to read all these Puranas and then come to a conclusion. Because Valmiki, certain topics he did not discuss in Valmiki Ramayana. He told Sita came, Ram asked her to, she entered the fire, then Ram took her to Ayodhya. That's all he told. There is no shloka explaining why. But for that, if you have to understand, you should go and read in Kurma Puran. Why he did what he did is explained. Right? So why do we need a guru to understand his scripture? Because gurus like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, they have actually gone through all the Vedas. They have full understanding of why Lord Ram did what. But we do not. And the TV series especially, they only deal with some part of Ramayana, not the entire Ramayana. Are you all following so far? Click. Yeah. And no, don't keep clicking. Yeah. Sorry. So don't fall for non-scriptural people also. There are some fools and mindless fellows today writing books on Ramayana. So called as the Devdats, the Patnayaks, you can name, there are so many. Why they cannot write a book on Ramayana? Can anybody tell why? Okay, can you write a book on Ramayana? Why?
I don't know the whole thing.
One, you don't know the whole thing, and you can interpret the way you want, isn't it? Only a great devotee of Ram can write Ramayana. And what does it mean to be a devotee? You should be like Hanuman. You should worship Ram all the time. Then only you can talk about Ram, isn't it? Yeah. So problem today is if you go to YouTube or you go to Amazon Books, there are so many Ramayans, and people have written so many commentaries in their own way on Ramayana, and it has resulted into showing Sita in such a bad way, showing Ram in such a bad way, according to my own interpretation, right? And it's illogical to reconcile the thought process of Supreme Lord with common people. Yes, of course. What we do and what God does is different. And Vedic doubts discussed with self-proclaimed gurus. Self-proclaimed gurus means what? Self-proclaimed gurus means what? నా డబ్బా నేనే కొట్టుకుంటున్నాను తెలుగులో సింపుల్ చెప్పాలంటే मेरा डब्बा मैं मारूंगा मतलब क्या मैं गुरु I'll put a blanket like this, and I'll say that I'm a blanket guru, right? Or somebody will say I'm Maharshi Guru. I can tell Lakshmanananda Guru, right? I'll proclaim myself, right? And 2-3 chelas will come. I also know some Sanskrit. I'll throw it like that, right? You can become. How many of you think you can become Guru in 10 minutes with access to YouTube? Can you or no? You can become. Some of you already have beard also.
Speaking skills.
If you have some speaking skills here and there, you can comment on Sita also, right? Unfortunately, in Sanatana Dharma culture, it is so horrible that anybody can comment on any great personality without any fear, right? But anyway, so don't fall for that. Click. Yeah, and finally, some jokers, comment on Ramayana. You know that fellow, right? Who's on that picture? Can you see the picture? What's his name? Mahesh Babu. He's a stand-up comedian. Munawar Farooqi. That fellow was finally thrown into prison for some time. Why did you comment on Sita and Ram like that? Right? At least there is one government who did that. Otherwise, fools like this have been doing it for ages. Whatever they want, they can comment on our worshipable Lord, and nobody is going to take care of them, right? And these people also are commenting on Ramayana today, right? So I want to set a mood of understanding scripture, that if you want to learn Ramayana, learn it from the right scripture, learn it from the right guru, learn it from the right sampradaya. What I am going to repeat today is all based on scriptures, right? Click. So one last thing, what is right and what is wrong? Click. There is something called ethical dilemma and moral dilemma. Ethical dilemma is very simple. There is a rule, you break the rule, you have broken the rule, you will be punished. Moral dilemma, there is a rule, but we don't know whether we have broken the rule or not broken the rule. For example, smoking on this floor, is it an ethical dilemma or a moral dilemma? Ethical. There is HR policy, you can't smoke in this floor. You can go outside and smoke, no problem, right? But problem is moral dilemma. When you don't know whether what you're doing is right or wrong, because both right and wrong both appear the same, right? Yeah, keep going. I already told. Keep going. Yeah. Now I'll tell a small story. Tell me what is the right thing to do. Just imagine a person who is not very financially well off, and he doesn't have good amount of money to support his wife and children. He has parents also, is struggling. With great difficulty, he got a job in America. Somehow, his friend made him get a job in America. He took a loan and he went to America with that, just bought a ticket and went there, took his family. After he went there, he just started earning. He just started seeing a little money. And his children were not even fed properly. Now his children are getting a little food. And right after he went there, he gets a call from India saying his mother is sick, he has to come back. Now question is, should he come back or should he stay in America and continue his job?
Moral dilemma.
Moral says come back. Okay, so let me add one more tangent. If he comes back, he is going to lose his job. His employer told, you want to go to India? Go. Don't come back. Should he come back or not come back?
Very good.
And the doctor told his mother will not survive for more than a month. Should he come back or not come back? And by the way, only if he lives in America, he can earn for a treatment. Should he come back or not come back? We can keep adding like this. So, my dear friends, a lot of times our life is filled with moral dilemmas. Why your neighbor is doing something you cannot judge. Because what he's going through you don't know. Right? It can be your friend also. What the friend is going through also you don't know. What all variables are there, why somebody is behaving in a certain way you don't know. And in Ramayana, lot of times it is moral dilemma than ethical dilemma. Why he did what he did. Yeah. Right? Keep going. Yeah. Should he come back or no? That was the same question I already covered. Keep going. One more. Yeah. So we deciding on Agni Pariksha or banishment of Sita is difficult because there are moral dilemmas. Why Ram did what he did, right? Let's understand. Keep going. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Yeah. Now, external observations are what? External observations are Hanumanji was sent to inform Sita about Ravana's death, right? That much we know. About? Okay. Uh, let's go to the scene. I have to set up the scene now. Ravana is killed. Ramayana is over. Right? Now, Lord Ram tells Hanumanji, go and tell my dear Sita that I have killed Ravana. Just go and inform her that the whole story is over. So Hanumanji goes and he tells Mother Sita, Ravana is killed. And at that time, he sees there are still some Rakshashis who are still on that on-site assignment, near Sita, torturing her. So last time when Hanuman came to meet Sita, he could not do anything to those Rakshashis because he came as a messenger. But this time he goes and tells Mother Sita that what should I do with these Rakshashis now? If you want, I can kill them. Right? Because they have been torturing you for how long? For how long Mother Sita was there away from Ram? Close to 10 months. For 10 months, these Rakshashis are torturing you. What do you want to do? At that time, Mother Sita says an amazing thing, which will be applicable and useful in our management life also. She told, actually it is not the fault of these Rakshashis, it is the fault of their boss. The boss is the one who made them torture me. So don't look at them with anger. Now that you have killed Ravan, you don't need to kill these Rakshashis. Their boss is gone, so they will not behave with me like that. So what lesson we can learn is the leaders, the order of a leader or a direction to the subordinates is so important. That if somebody is not performing well, it is the boss who is, or performing in a wrong way, it is the boss who is supposed to be held responsible. Right? So Hanumanji was amazed. Oh my God, what kind of mother is she? She is tortured for 10 months, but she is not allowing these Rakshashis to be killed. Right? Then another thing that happened is Vibhishan. Mother Sita was there for 10 months and she never took bath or never changed her dress. She did not want to look good and she was very upset after being kidnapped. So Ram, he gave a new set of clothes to Vibhishan and he told, go and give this to Sita and ask her to get ready and then come. And Vibhishan took, who is Vibhishan, right? Ravana's brother. So he took those clothes and he went to Mother Sita. And he said, you can get dressed up with this and there is jewelry, you can wear, you are a queen of the whole world. So why don't you wear this and come? And she said, I'm not interested. All I want to see is Ram. Why should I wear all these things? And then Vibhishan told, it's not me telling my mother, it is Ram who told that you should wear this saree and wear the jewels and come. What do you think Sita did? She wore. She told, if my beloved husband is telling me to wear, I will do so. At least in Treta Yuga they used to do like that. The Vapar, I don't know in Kali Yuga whether they do or not. But she immediately followed. Yes, if my husband is telling I should wear this and come, I'm going to wear this and come. There is no discussion on it. Right? Because it's for his pleasure. Keep going. So after this, now is the controversy where click. One more. Keep going. Yeah. One more time. Sorry about that if I had that.
No.
Yeah. Now, Sita, okay, before you go there. Now here's the scene. Please everybody. She comes in front of Ram. Ram is the one who sent her a saree and jewelry. She wore all that. She nicely came in front of Ram. After 10 months, she is meeting Ram. For 10 months. It's not a normal separation. And she was desperate to see Ram. And as soon as she comes in front of Ram, Ram just turns like this and he watches something else. Right? He's not even looking at her. And Sita is puzzled. She comes in front of Ram and Ram is not even looking at her. And Lakshman is standing there saying, Ram, Sita has come. And Ram is not even looking at her. And at that time, and all this is there in what? Not in Valmiki Ramayana. The detail is there in Kurma Purana. Where finally Sita, she tells Lakshman, start the fire. It is not Ram who asked Sita to go into fire. It is Sita who actually orders Lakshman, start the fire. And Ram is still not looking at Sita. He is still not looking at it. He is simply looking at some other place as if nobody has come. And Sita enters the fire. Lord Shiva, Brahma, right? And different devatas are coming and watching, saying, don't do that. What are you doing? Ram, why can't you stop? What are you? Ram is not even touched. He is not even seeing that side. And Sita enters the fire. And then Agnidev comes out and hands over Sita to Ram. And he finally says, Ram, your Sita is here. And immediately Ram gets up. He hugs Sita and he starts crying. Now, just few minutes before, he is not even looking at Sita. And few minutes after she comes out of the fire, he is crying, holding her tight. What kind of a person is he? Right? If you don't have a proper explanation, people can say that he is a mental person or he is a psycho. And only psychos behave like that, At one point you're behaving like this, one point is behaving like that. What kind of pariksha happened? And none of this is explained in Valmiki Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana just goes by. And if you go and see Ramanand Sir Ramayana also, it just goes by. And one of the things that they say that he wanted to make, because she was with Ravan, Ram wanted to make sure that she did not have any illegitimate relationship with somebody else, right? While she is not with him. Does it really sound convincing that somebody whom you are worshipping in a temple, a god who is worshipping in temple, can have such kind of doubt about his beloved wife? No, right? But unfortunately, that is what you are told, right? Isn't it? Most of you are told that. Yeah. No. Now we have to go back and see what exactly happened. Are you all ready? Does anyone know the answer why? Before I go forward, yes?
She was the shadow.
She was a shadow Sita, yes. Maya Sita. The real Sita came out. But who was she? Vedavati. Who told that? Yes. How many here have heard the word Vedavati before? Very few of you, right? Vedavati, in short, it's a big story, but in short, there used to be a great sage, and he had a daughter called Vedavati, and Vedavati was so beautiful, but she was very chaste to Lord Narayan. She said, I am going to marry Narayan only. I am not going to marry anybody else. And she was a tapaswini. She was a tapaswini. In the jungle she used to do tapasya, and her father was wondering, which day will come when Narayan will come and marry my daughter? This is very difficult to happen. But one day, Mr. Ravan was going in a plane and he saw Vedavati. And as soon as he saw Vedavati, he got very attracted. And immediately came down in this plane. He came to Vedavati and he told, I want to marry you. I want to enjoy you. And Vedavati immediately looked at Ravan and said, when Ravan was not like an ordinary person, he was a very largely built, good looking also in a way. Right? And he said, I am the king of the entire universe. Nobody can defeat me. I've got a boon from Brahma that nobody can kill me. No Devata can kill me. And I want to make you my wife. Right? And Vedavati said, no, please go. My heart is already given to Narayan. I am Narayan's wife. But Ravan was not ready to listen to that. What did he do? He tried to grab her. And when he went to try to grab her, she moved away, but her hair came into his hand. Right? Her hair came into his hands. And as soon as her hair came, Vedavati, she was tapaswini. She had the power that with her hand she just cut off that hair. And all he had was that hair. At that time she told, hey Ravan, you did such an abominable thing. I was pure all this while. Now you touch my body. How can I give this body to Vishnu? How can I give this to Vishnu now? You have made it impure. I have no other choice but to leave this body now. But before I leave my body, because you are the reason for my death in this body, I am giving you a curse that for your death I will come at that time and I will be the reason of your death. Right? I will be the reason for your death. Like that she told. And at that time, Ravan immediately got shocked and she just chanted few mantras and the whole body of Vedavati became into fire and ashes. She left the body. Now the same Vedavati in Ramayana, because she wanted to marry Narayan and Narayan himself appeared as as Ram. She wanted to take darshan, so she got an opportunity to be a wife of Ram, but she did not play the role of a wife. As soon as Sita saw the golden deer, Kurma Puran explains, Ram went and told Sita, our pastime is going to start now. Right? We are going to do something very special now. And immediately he told Sita that now you can go and be secured at a different place and somebody else will take your role. And Vedavati came as Maya Sita. And the same Vedavati wanted to be with Ram. And when Vedavati came in front of Ram dressed like that, why did Ram not look at Vedavati? Because she is not Sita. And Ram loved Sita so much. And he was Ekapati Vrata. He is very Ekapati Vrata, right? He was very clear about it. And he did not even look at another woman. That was the greatness of Ram. If any other woman would come in front of Ram, no matter how beautiful she is, no matter who she is, he would not even look at her. And that's why he was looking completely different direction. And as soon as Vedavati went back and Agnidev brought back the real Sita, there was no discussion. Immediately he went and embraced Sita. Did you all understood why? Yeah? Bolo Ramchandra Bhagwan ki? Yes. Right? And the same Vedavati, then Sita asked that this lady has been waiting for your association for such a long time. Why don't you give her that blessing? She wants to be your consort. Then Lord Ram told, soon at the beginning of Kali Yuga, I'll appear as Lord Venkateshwara Swami and the Vedavati will appear as Padmavati. And who will marry her? Swayam Lakshmi Devi, Sita, will go and marry Padmavati to Venkateshwara Swami. Right? This is a big story in itself. She is in Kolhapur and how she goes, what she does, a different story. Some other day we'll discuss. Okay? So this is about banishment, this is about Sita entering fire. If somebody asks you why, you can explain this whole story. Right? Now let's go to the next one in the interest of time. Keep going. There are a few more. Yeah. Now Agni Pariksha of Sita. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, Kurma Puran, already discussed this. Yeah. Finish the slide. Yeah, this is about Vedavati. I had prepared some slides there. Okay, so banishing, yeah. So banishing of Mother Sita. Now what happened? Sita went back. They are nicely living together. There is a rumor. One Dhobi fellow, he told that, how can you keep your wife when she has gone to somebody else's house? I will not keep my wife like that. Like that he commented, and because of that Ram told, my wife has to go to forest. Is that what you all heard? Yeah? Does it sound logical or meaningful? Would you do that? I mean, anybody would do that? No, it's not right. And how can God do that? Come on. Right? It's not properly answered. Right? Now, external observations, if somebody looks at this story, Ram sent a woman to forest. Wrong thing to do. And she was pregnant when she was sent. Absolutely wrong thing to do. Is that true? Why would you send your pregnant wife to a forest? Right? Absolutely wrong thing to do. And did she do any wrong? She didn't do anything wrong. But still she was asked to go to forest. Externally, if you look at it, there is no good explanation of why it happened. But when you read this, keep going. But when you read this, right? But when you read this from a right Purana, keep going. Yeah. 13 confidential truths come. There are 13 reasons from different Puranas, Agni Puran, Shiv Puran, Kurma Puran. You go through all this, 13 reasons are there why Lord Ram asked Sita to go to forest. You can tell anybody. Right? Number one, Lord Ram showing leadership. over his personal happiness, right? Now, how long did Lord Ram live on this planet?
All three sides.
Long time. Like it is told around 11,000 years. Around 11,000 years. Numbers can be a little varied. Yeah. And at what age did he ask Sita to go? When he was around 48 years. They came back and then. So, how long did Lord Ram live without Sita? 11,000 minus 48. It's 10,952, something like that. Right? This much time he lived without Sita. Did he marry again? Have you heard of any other marriage of Ram? No. It was a personal sacrifice. Right? The Purana explains it was a personal sacrifice. It was not like something that he enjoyed. There is this famous leader from South Africa. You can go and browse. This fellow, he has 15 wives, 40 plus children, and the whole country is getting doomed. He doesn't care. He is only going and marrying one more. These are the kind of leaders we are living with. Right? What to speak of Ram, who just to maintain the reputation of a king, right, and the reputation of a queen, he even did the big sacrifice. Right? Keep going next. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, next one. Sita's respect for Lord Ram in Valmiki Ashram. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen a divorce. Have you seen any divorce happening around you? Among your friends? It's an unfortunate thing, very unfortunate thing. One thing that always happens is in a divorce, after the divorce happens, the children get totally confused, if there are children. And most of the time, the child stays with the mother, if he is young, and he has a very negative impression about the father. Mother doesn't tell, oh, your father is such a glorious person and he divorced me. That never happens. He is created like a villain. Right? He is like a big villain. I have seen my friend getting divorced. Both his sons hate him. Even though the reasons are many, the children may not understand, but the mother trained in such a bad way that the children literally hate their father. And every time I meet him, he'd ask, what should I do? What should I do? I only tell him, wait, let them become big, then you can explain it. Sita, if she was sent to forest and she was angry, what kind of story about Ram she would have told? Bad things, right? But how come Love and Kush, both of them are the greatest proponents of Ramayana? When they sing Ramayana, even Devatas come down. So much praise they have towards Ram. Something is wrong, isn't it? How come somebody is sent to forest and her children are praising Lord Ram? This is another reason you can think and contemplate that story is not the way it looks like. Third reason. Bhrigu Muni. Now Bhrigu Muni had his wife, keep going, Khyati, and they had a child called Shukracharya. Now Shukracharya is the guru of the demons. He was going for a big tapasya and he told his mother Khyati and father Bhrigu that I am going. While I have gone to tapasya, these devatas will attack the demons. Please be there to save them. But at the same time, when Bhrigu went for some work, and at that time Indra attacked. And when Indra attacked the demons, at that time Khyati, she immediately wanted to kill Indra because she was a great tapasvi, wife of Bhrigu. She removed, the weapon to kill. At that very time, Narayan came. Narayan appeared because Indra represents and serves the devatas. He immediately came and removed the head of Khyati because he wanted to save Indra. As soon as he killed Khyati, Bhrigu Muni came. And the only thing he saw is his wife without head and Narayan standing there. Immediately he cursed Narayan that you will appear 7 times on this earth and for one time you will not even have your wife with you. Like the way I am going to miss my wife now, you will also miss your wife. He cursed immediately. And right after that, he took the head, kept on her shoulder, chanted a mantra, she became alive also. That's a different thing. But the curse remained a curse, and Narayan accepted that curse. And that is the reason when Lord Ram appeared, he did not have his wife for a certain period of time. Right? Okay. So this is from another Purana. Fourth one, love in separation is more powerful than love in union. When Krishna appeared on this planet, the gopis of Vrindavan did not have Krishna with them. But it is explained, Uddhava who went to see in Vrindavan how the gopis were doing, he actually found out that they are in more love with Krishna than when Krishna was there. Just imagine if somebody you love is sitting beside you, of course, is sitting beside you, you like that particular situation, you are very much happy. But when he is not there, you will see that person everywhere. Is that true? Right? For example, you are away from your parents, and suddenly you see somebody else's parents, you immediately remember your parents, isn't it? So it is so, loving separation is more powerful than loving union. And Mother Sita, when she was in loving separation for 10 months, she actually was very close to Lord Ram. She felt Ram more closer. So she told Lord Ram, in this Purana she is explained, she told Ram that Ram, I think I really increased my love towards you when you were not there with me. I want to experience it once more. And Lord Ram said, okay, Tadastu. Once we go back, after some time, you can again go and stay away from me. And we will love each other more. That's loving separation, right? Vairagya in separation. That's another reason that is explained. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah. Fifth reason. Lord Ram kept a golden murti of Sita. Why? Because in those days, if you have to do any yajna for satisfying the devatas for good rain, good grain, you have to sit with your wife. And he made sure that the murti of his wife is made of gold. Why gold? One of the speciality of gold is the closer it goes to fire, the more brighter it becomes, the more purer it becomes. Right? So he wanted to show the citizens that you have tested my wife, but she is so close to my heart that she is becoming purer and brighter as days go by. So the Purana explains that is the reason he kept her in golden form. Keep going. Lord Ram did not walk away from rumors. Another Purana explains that many people can just walk away from a rumor. Let people talk what they want to talk. No. Lord Ram was playing the role of a king. And he wanted to set an example for the rest of eternity. That what is chastity of a woman? What is chastity of a husband? Right? The relationship has to be based on trust. And you should also take the needed measures not to pollute that relationship. So he did not take the rumors for granted. Keep going. Mother Sita, too many calls today. Mother Sita was not banished to forest, right? She was sent to Valmiki Ashram, by the way. Click. Valmiki Ashram is in the Koshala province. Koshala province is a big area. In the entire Koshala province, Ayodhya is one of the city. And just outside the city is Valmiki Ashram. And by the way, it's not like Ram didn't know where she is. And Sita also knows where Ram is. And all the security and things that Ram wanted to provide, he was nicely providing even in the Valmiki Ashram. So that is something that one should understand. The way they show the scene is he's taking her into forest and living. No, it's not like that. He sent her specifically to Valmiki Ashram. Next. Yeah. And Mother Sita expressed her desire when she was in the forest in the exile of 14 years. She actually told Lord Ram, when they were in the forest, they used to go to, when they were going through the forest, they used to go to different rishis' ashrams. At that time, she saw such a beautiful ashrams, where rishis are living such a pure life. And she actually started liking the life in a forest. And she told her husband that I want my children to grow up in such environment. I don't want them to grow up in a big, like a kingdom or anything. I want them to grow up in a nice ashram. And especially Valmiki, knowing, such a pure rishi he was, she had a desire. And the Purana explains that Lord Ram very nicely at the right time, he sent Sita to Valmiki ashram before she gave birth. Yeah. Next. Ninth reason, Madhvacharya's commentary. Now here in Mahabharata commentary, he explains about Indra's request. There was a demon demons always want insurance policies, right? Like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, they always want some kind of policy that cannot be broken. So this demon was even more intelligent. He asked for a boon from Brahma that if somebody can kill me, he can only kill me when Lakshmi and Narayan are not together. Now see what a tactful fellow is. He knows that Lakshmi and Narayan can never be away from each other. Lakshmi is always there with Narayan. So he told that bone. At that time, Indra came to Lord Ram, and when Lord Ram appeared, and he told, I have to kill the demon. He is creating a lot of nuisance. But his boon is, you and Sita cannot be together. At that time only I can kill. So Lord Ram said, Tadastu. So Lord Ram sent Sita for such a long time. Our 6 months here is 1 day in the heavenly planets. So he got a certain number of days to kill the demon. During that many days in the celestial planets, which is multiplied by 6 months here, Sita was away from Ram. This is explained in another Purana. Right? Click. And there is one more. This is a very important one. Yeah. Now, Mother Sita was not an ordinary woman. She was a dharmacharini. Can you all say this word? Dharmacharini? Dharmacharini. Dharmacharini means the one who understands dharma. Very perfectly she understands dharma. Sometimes even Lord Ram used to get defeated in front of Sita when he used to talk about dharma. For example, when Ram said, I am going to go to the forest, Mother Sita said, how can you go without taking me? He said, no, I was the one who was asked to go to forest. Why should you come? Then she gave a nice 2-hour class to Lord Ram with hundreds of reasons why you cannot do that. And when Sita was being married to Ram, Janaka Maharaj, who is the father of Sita, in the Purana it is explained, he called Ram and he told, be very mindful that my daughter is dharmacharini. If you do anything that is adharmic, she will never agree. I am telling you now itself. I know you will not do, but if you do anything adharmic, she will never agree. So be mindful of this particular thing. Now my question to all of you, if Lord Ram sending Sita to a forest was adharmic, would Sita agree for it? No. Why did she agree? Because it was dharmic. That's another explanation from one more Purana. Keep going. Yeah. Next one. Yeah. 11th reason. Lord Ram is the incarnation of Maryada Purushottam and was particular about his reputation. Maryada Purushottam. He wanted to establish that Maryada Purushottam thing. So, in order to protect the Maryada aspect, he had to take the decision of sending his wife. Keep going. 12th reason. Mother Sita paying. Yeah, now this is something that very less number of people know. Mother Sita had parrots and she used to play in Janak Maharaj's kingdom. At that time, there were 2 parrots, male and female parrots, that were reciting Ramayana. They were reciting Ramayana. They already knew Ramayana, what is Ramayana going to happen. Because Ramayana happens every cycle of, Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga. Every time Ramayana happens. So these parrots already knew. They came from the spiritual sky. And as the parrots were telling the story, the parrots went to a point where they said, now Ram is going to marry Sita. And immediately, little Sita, she immediately went and stopped that parrot saying, don't tell more. I will lose the thrill. If you tell the whole story, then I lose the thrill. Don't tell more. And at that time, she put that female parrot in a cage and said, you stay there, don't tell more. But because she put her in a cage, and she did not know that parrot was actually pregnant. And that parrot had a suffering in herself that, she put me in a cage when I was pregnant. And that suffering resulted into a karma which got affected like this. But another way of looking at it is karma doesn't affect gods. But a message is conveyed that when we are dealing with animals or even birds, even giving some pain to them can affect in such a way. Right? So this is a message that we all can learn. So basically, this is one more reason why Sita was sent away from her husband when she was pregnant. Because the parrot also went through that. Finally, 13th reason. Yeah, Mother Sita reveals to Lord Ram. Now this is another thing. When Ram came and told Sita that we have to go to forest now for the first time, immediately Lord Sita told, my father already told me before marriage, Janak Maharaj showed her chart to astrologer before her marriage, and astrologer told, your daughter will go 2 times to forest. So immediately she told, in Kurma Purana it is explained, immediately she told to Ram that don't worry about taking me to forest because I am already destined to go 2 times. This is the first time. And Lord Ram never questioned what is the second time. Right? So it's already mentioned in another Purana that she was destined to go to forest. So finally, banishment. Was it right or wrong? After knowing all these 13 reasons why Sita was sent to forest, do you call the decision as a moral dilemma or an ethical dilemma? It's like a moral dilemma. You don't know what was done and how many reasons were behind it, right? So my humble request would be, we'll end this here. My humble request would be that whenever you are reading scriptures, or whenever anybody is commenting on our Puranas, or whenever anybody is commenting on Krishna, Rama, or any of the avatars, don't you ever think that they have done something wrong. You have to do your homework of going and finding out from the right source why it was done the way it is done, right? Unfortunately, because we are not given this knowledge, a lot of things, are unanswered and they look like some kind of a bad thing that has happened, right? Why Ekalavya's thumb was removed? Why Karna was killed like that? Why Draupadi was disrobed? Right? Why Bhishma supported the Kauravas? There's so many reasons, for that. But you cannot simply conclude like that, right? Someday maybe we'll cover some, or you can send some questions to me about any controversies that you've heard. I can approach my guru, I can approach others and try to find answers. Because we have to put an end to all these unnecessary misconceptions and misinformation about the people whom we worship, about the gods we worship. Okay? So may this Dussera for all of you be filled with more and more respect towards Lord Ram. And that's what I thought, that Dussera should be special. And my humble request would be, wherever you are celebrating Dussera, if you are with your family, why don't you all call your family at one side of, the hall, maybe one of the Dussera evenings, and tell them about what you learned today. Right? How many can attempt to do this? You can attempt to do? You will do? Yes. You should do. Because how else will they know? Right? You can celebrate Dussera in a very nice way, spend half an hour and tell them, see, these many reasons are there why Lord Ram did what he did. So their respect for Lord Ram will be even more greater, and your Dussera will actually please Lord Ram. Okay, Bolo Jai Shri Ram. Happy Dussera to you. Thank you. Thank you. Done.